And now it's time for this week's Ministry Report. We recently had the privilege of sitting down with Dr. Randy Guliuzza, president of the Institute for Creation Research, for a fascinating episode of Wonders Without Number. Dr. Guliuzza has been on the front lines of creation research for decades, and in this conversation we explored how evolutionary theory is facing a growing crisis, even within the secular scientific community. He shared insights on why many scientists are beginning to abandon Darwin's outdated ideas in favor of a much more engineering-based view of biology, one that sees organisms as designed to adapt rather than being shaped randomly by their environment. Let's take a look at a clip from that conversation. Nature doesn't have a mind, so how does it change anything?
It really doesn't. And this is where Darwin introduced a lot of mysticism into biology. He introduced things which many leading evolutionists really don't like. The whole idea that nature can act on or favor or work on introduces this idea that one, nature has a brain, as you just mentioned. And so people don't like that. But number two, what we've grown to realize is that organisms really do change themselves. Organisms really do have some kind of innate capacity, and there's actually been a revolt within evolutionary theory. In 2016, there was a major meeting in England to discuss whether evolutionary theory needed to be changed, and an offshoot of that from the world's leading scientific journal pointed out that evolutionary theory is in a crisis. They ask a question, does evolutionary theory need a rethink? And that this is no storm in the academic tea room. It is a struggle for the very soul of the discipline, the fundamental causes of evolutionary change.
Wow.
In other words, the evidence is coming in saying organisms appear to be changing themselves. Organisms appear to change their environment for their own well, and they're not necessarily this passive modeling clay being shaped by their environment. So we're at a time unprecedented for creationists.
Where secular literature is admitting that evolutionary theory needs to be completely rethought. It's not making sense with what we now know. It makes sense. Nature doesn't have a mind. Dr. Guliuzza's work is reshaping the way that we understand biology, demonstrating that living organisms show clear evidence of intentional design and engineering, not chance. You can find the full episode of Wonders Without Number by visiting creationsuperstore.com, as well as on digital download. The prayers and generosity of our viewers continue to make all of this possible. Your monthly support helps ensure that we can continue to share the wonders of God's creation and the gospel message through Genesis Science Report, through the Wonder Center and Science Museum, through all of our other ministry activities. As I go around and speak in churches and universities and congregations and seminars around the country, it's all because of you. So I invite you to partner with us in ministry by making a tax-deductible contribution. You can visit our website, or you can call 931-212-7990 to donate and learn more about this important work.